by Melbourne police. How could such a thing happen? There seems little doubt Tyler was out of control that night, confused, angry and armed with 2 knives. But it all could have ended so differently. For years, police in Victoria have wanted tasers, stun guns, to help them subdue dangerous offenders. And Tyler's mother is not alone when she says they would have saved her son's life. Tonight, Michael Usher tells Tyler's story and finds out firsthand how effective a taser can be. And I should mention, some scenes are quite graphic.
I built this house in 1962 with the help of this hand and this hand.
This is the last home video of Tyler Cassidy.
Thank you very much for your insight.
Come.
Now these pictures are all Shani Cassidy has left. Her 15-year-old son Tyler is the youngest person ever shot dead by police in Australia.
And I have to live with that for every day of my life, that my son died by himself. His life was cut too short. He didn't deserve to die.
The night Tyler died, he was out of control. There's no doubt about that. He'd stolen 2 knives from the shopping centre over there and was on the run. Police confronted him here in this skate park. The standoff lasted barely 4 minutes. It must have been madness. An hysterical teenager and 4 police officers, their guns drawn. They fired and Tyler was dead.
My son was gunned down, and it's just not acceptable. We are living in the 21st century. There must be a better way to have this situation under control than to turn your hand to a gun.
But that's what Australian police are trained to do. For decades, guns and bullets have been the solution to violent confrontations. Police have shot and killed more than 80 people in the past 2 decades, and nearly half of those deaths occurred in Victoria.
Police don't want to kill people who are attacking them. They want to deal with the situation, they want to incapacitate them, they want to resolve it. They don't want to kill them.
West Australian Police Commissioner Carl O'Callaghan believes the solution is obvious and available. Tasers.
Don't fight. Taser's still connected. If you fight, you'll taser again.
Commissioner O'Callaghan has armed all his officers on patrol with these high-powered stun guns. In nearly 2 years, there hasn't been a single fatal police shooting. Is this better than a loaded gun?
This is much better than a loaded gun because most attacks on police officers happen at a very short range where this is a very effective weapon. People with knives, people with other forms of weapons can be incapacitated by using this and it won't kill them.
The taser is a stun gun that fires 2 metal probes at the speed of a bullet. The probes are connected to thin wires that carry a powerful electric charge. For 5 agonising seconds, the charge travels through the body, causing violent, uncontrollable muscle contractions.
You've elected to wear just a pair of safety glasses and also to wear a safety box to protect your groin region.
Reluctantly, but in an attempt to prove a point, I've agreed to be tasered.
You sure? No, I'm not ready at all, but let's give it a go. Jeez. Okay.
It's a routine training procedure, a scenario where I'm a violent offender refusing to cooperate.
He's going to be the angry man. He's the violent subject.
Want me to do the angry man bit or not?
Police, don't move. Put your arms out to the side.
They've talked me through it, assured me I'll walk away okay, but nothing could have truly prepared me for what's about to happen.
Okay, taser switched off.
It's all over in a couple of very painful seconds.
Far out.
There we are.
Oh, that's the worst pain I've ever felt.
Okay, give us a second, guys. Just got a little bit of bleed in there. That's just from the probes. Some
Hit me in the chest. That's the least of it.
Okay,
I tell you, I can feel it in my upper thighs and right through my toes, all the way through. And frozen. I could not do a thing.
It's the violent muscle contractions that it produces. It's a bit like putting you through a workout in the gym.
No, it's not. It's nothing like that at all, mate. Queensland has followed WA's lead and is introducing tasers for frontline officers. But all other states use them only in certain units and have resisted repeated calls to have them on the beat.
Does it work on everyone?
It works on everyone, no exceptions.
People high, people armed, people as angry as anything?
As long as the two probes strike the person, it will work and incapacitate anybody that's high or affected.
For example,
now y'all can see that in Australia, they use the taser too. And he said it works. Like, it works. You see how dangerous it was. The guy that did the demonstration, you see they gave him goggles, for his eyes, and they gave him for his groin, protector for his groin. So I never even heard of that. I didn't even know it affect that. Like, they're not gonna tell us this here in the United States, where they use it a lot. And he was asked, do it work for anybody? And they're like, yeah, it does. So if you can see in the video, when he was pulling out the taser, the piece that that hit you, it was blood there. So, and I did not know that. I did not know how powerful that the taser was, because you hear a lot of police here in the United States say, it's not working. Like, and he literally said it worked for everybody. That's what I like about Australia, London, and stuff like that. That they just don't carry guns around to shoot people. They try to take you down in another way, because they get the one-on-one self-defense. You know what I mean? They get self-defense. Self-defense is not just shooting the person, and killing them. They learn how to take you down the proper way. Even if you can fight, they know how to bring you down. You understand? They're trained for that. And I think the United States needs to learn from that, because all of these unprovoked shootings, and like I said before, they're shooting a lot of women. They have no, I'm just going to say this here, and I'm going to say it, nobody ain't like it, I don't care. They really have no respect for women. And when I say women, I say black women. They look at you as nothing. When I say nothing, they don't care. I've watched so many videos that these cops is like crazy as hell. Like, for real. But y'all can finish watching this here, because it was just mind-boggling that, to see that, him go down like that. And he was like, yeah, I felt it all over my body. Like, I couldn't move. And he was taking out the prong, from the taser. And he was bleeding. He said, don't get scared, because it's just a little blood, because it went into your skin. So I kudos to him to even, do that demonstration for us. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what's up, y'all. All right.
People high, people armed, people as angry as anything?
As long as the two probes strike the person, it will work and incapacitate anybody that's high or affected.
For example, a 15-year-old kid armed with 2 knives.
Absolutely. It would have incapacitated a young person like that, and the person would still be alive today and would have got up and walked away.
The killing of Tyler Cassidy has once again brought calls for beat police across the country to be armed with tasers. Here was a 15-year-old living at home, studying to be a chef, who in one tragic night went from average suburban boy to police statistic. Now certainly in the last few years Tyler had struggled, ever since the loss of his father Ian to lung cancer.
His dad was very special to him, and he used to have this next to his bed, and it says, "This is my God, Ian Cassidy." And Tyler really treasured this picture of his dad and his brother and himself.
He'd had a rough couple of years though then, hadn't he?
It's been rough for Tyler, but he's tried to make the best of what it is. There was no bringing his dad back, so he dealt with the best that could be done.
Tyler kept his grief to himself, but recently found friendship and support on the internet, joining a group called the Southern Cross Soldiers. It's a fiercely nationalist online movement, but his mum rejects suggestions Tyler was a young racist looking for trouble.
Tyler did talk on the Southern Cross Soldiers. I don't deny that. He told us about that, but he wasn't a tormented youth, and he wasn't in an extremist group. He was just a kid who was 15 years old who often got on the internet on the chat lines, and I don't see any harm in that.
But something happened on the evening of December 11 last year that set Tyler on a fatal course.
Are you okay? Nothing, Mum. I don't want to talk about it. I'm really pissed off.
Around dinner time, he'd arrived home beaten and bleeding as if he'd been in a fight.
He was in a rage. He was not his normal self. He ran upstairs. He kept saying to me, "Mum, I'm angry, Mum, go away."
Had you seen him like that before?
Not like that. That was quite scary to see him as wild as what he was, and you couldn't reason with him. He was not talking to him. Something bad must have happened to Tyler. He just couldn't talk to me.
To your knowledge at all, was Tyler drinking? Was he on drugs?
I think earlier in the day Tyler had a few bundies, but not enough to make him intoxicated or unfit.
But nothing about his anger that night would suggest to you that he was high, for example?
Oh, definitely not.
But he was so fired up there was no holding him back. He stormed from the house and made his first deadly decision of the night, stealing 2 knives from a nearby supermarket.
It happened just after 9:30.
It all ended here in this deserted skate park, Tyler facing off against 4 armed police.
Tyler's came down here, he's walked up the stairs, and I believe the police officers were down here.
Right.
And they've been saying to Tyler, "Put the knives down, Tyler, put the knives down." And Tyler didn't put the knives down.
You must stand here and wonder in those final seconds what Tyler was thinking.
Tyler would have been so scared. He would have been beside himself. It would have been all too quick for him.
If these police had tasers, your son would still be alive.
I believe so. I believe if they had taser guns and were equipped with the right equipment, my son would be alive today.
Victorian police refused to talk about this case and just how Tyler died until a coroner's inquiry's been held. And as for tasers, well, that's been a sensitive political issue in Victoria for years, and again, they just won't talk about them. Can you understand why Victorian police do not have tasers today?
No, I can't, and given that the first demonstration of this particular tool that the police should have was given almost 10 years ago, I'm stunned.
Former top cop Bob Falconer believes it's ludicrous that given all the expert advice, including a senior coroner's recommendation, that Victorian police still haven't issued tasers for beat police.
If there is an alternative to deadly force, and in this case there is a new one that works, why cannot the police have that option? It's that simple.
Opponents of tasers say they're yet another dangerous police weapon prone to abuse. And point to cases like this one in Canada, where a man died after being tasered at Vancouver Airport.
That man did not die directly as a result of the taser. There was a range of factors there, and there often is, with people in frantic struggles, alcohol use, emotion, anxiety, existing heart problems that the taser doesn't impact upon.
There's no doubt they're painful, and WA police admit they can be misused. But each taser has a small computer chip that records every detail about a discharge, making the police who use them accountable.
If you've got a taser, you know that even if you make a mistake, the person is not going to die and they will recover very quickly.
You may still get reprimanded, there may still be questions asked, however, the person's alive.
The person's alive, we certainly will ask questions, we certainly will take action if there's misuse, but they never kill people.
And if a mistake is made with a gun,
if a mistake is made with a gun, there's no going back.
It was the end of Tyler. I had to put his whole life into a suitcase.
Just what did happen the night of Tyler Cassidy's death will be for the coroner to decide.
I can't help but notice, if you don't mind, there's lipstick marks on the glass there. This is a very special photo, isn't it?
I have this in my lounge room with a candle next to it, and I kiss the photo. I kiss him goodnight every night. It's a way for me to deal with this madness.
But right now, Shani Cassidy is struggling for answers, fighting hard to find the truth about her son's death.
Just trying to be strong for Tyler, not to let this beat me, to have courage and to fight for Tyler, because I believe that a terrible injustice has been done.
Hello.